Hello everyone, hope you're well. We've got a new update out today. A couple nerfs to the Kettle and Triggerade as expected. We've also got a free item. There might be a bit of a store update and also a bit more of a dev sort of insight into aggressive based matchmaking if you're curious to hear about that. So first, let's take a little look at what's going on. Oh my goodness, the best skin in the game is finally here. We saw it in the trailer. Lovely. Update 1.11.1.0 is rolling out on all platforms. It brings the highly anticipated Abyss cosmetic set, along with some fixing and balances to the Triggerade and Kettle. Restart your client to download. We're also celebrating a huge milestone, 12 million Arc Raiders copies sold. We've prepared a gift for reaching 10 million players, but you blew right past it over the holidays. We're not complaining. Everyone who has logged in since launch until January 13th, 11:59 p.m. CT, so that's tonight, can pick up the Gilded Pickaxe Raider tool for free. And there it is. And then we've got a couple balance changes. So Cold Snap is going away. This will be a bit of a quiet week. I'm assuming we'll get more content later down the line. But for now, no more Cold Snap. It was a limited event, and I'm sure they've got stuff planned. Rumor is there'll be a Toxic Swamp event that might be coming out soon. Right, let's have a look at the dev notes here. Kettle, reduced fire rate from 600 to 450. The previous fire rate was only realistically reachable by players using macros, which creates an unfair dynamic that favors using third-party software. This is really interesting. This is going to bring down the Kettle to, in terms of time to kill and DPS, along the same lines of like an Arpeggio 4, maybe a little bit lower, but still good. For people who just play the game naturally, I'm going to guess this is going to be about, 8 clicks per second max, maybe 7 or 8. The previous was 12 clicks per second. So that isn't going to be a massive deal for people who use the Kettle naturally. Or who aren't Inhuman, right? Or aren't Minecraft players, right? It's still going to be good. It's still going to be good. It's not terrible. It literally just stops the DPS beating everything in the game when you use a macro or you're a literal aim god, which I think is reasonable. Honestly, this is a good thing. If you're doing this legitimately, the devs are saving your fingers. Arthritis is bad, so this is a good thing. All right. Triggerade. Dev note. Triggerade currently dominates PvP encounters, and players favor picking it over all other grenades. This nerf aims to make it less usable as a trigger-in-air grenade, whilst keeping it useful as a sticky bomb. Damage fall-off has been rebalanced to concentrate the damage closer to the center of the explosion and deal less damage further away. The delay between triggering the grenade and it detonating has been increased from 0.7 seconds to 1.5 seconds, giving players more time to react and making it harder to time the detonation. Yeah, okay, so interesting way to balance it. They've basically doubled the time at which it takes to explode after detonating. I think with some work, you're still going to get good at using a triggerade, throwing it through the air, but it's not going to be as easy. You're going to need to hit their triggerade directly. The area of explosion is smaller, so you could still throw it at somebody and then explode it as it's about to hit them and time it well enough. You could get really good at that. So still a good grenade, but it's not just absolutely busted and OP. And they didn't touch the damage necessarily, just the damage radius, which is quite interesting. Fixed the keycard exploit that allowed players to keep room keys after using them. Lighting has been lowered in some areas on Stellar Montes Night Raid, making flashlights and listening more relevant. Okay, let's jump into the game quickly. Right, we're in the game. You may notice Cold Snap, quest line, all of that stuff is gone. So yeah, that could change the event timings. In fact, it does. Look, Locked Gate is here earlier on in the day now. So whilst this is kind of a shame to say goodbye to Cold Snap, it was a fun event, it's going to mix around the event schedules more. So if you play at the same time every day, or whatever you can get on, you might see different events now. For example, this might be your first chance to see the Locked Gate event, which means your first chance to get the Bobcat blueprint, right? Pretty cool, actually. And I'm pretty sure there'll be another limited event pretty soon. Okay, click your inbox and we'll get the Golden Raider tool. Look at that. Pretty cool. Gilded pickaxe. Nice. Oh, it's an actual pickaxe as well. Oh, I thought it was just a gold recolor. So this is the normal. Oh, it is a gold. It is a gold recolor. Okay. And then there it is. Pretty nice. Doesn't quite beat the hockey stick though. But we'll run it for now. Okay, let's check the store, where we should see the new skin that I think a lot of people will be very happy about. Okay, what's about with it? Leather, the leather boots, the leather. Okay, that's a little bit interesting. Let's see what customization it has. So, it has 3 different colors: blue and yellow, black and yellow, and green white. Take on and off the canisters. You take on and off the flippers. You take off the helmet or have the visor up, and you can take off the life vest. Okay, this is probably the best. I think some people will have their opinions about the leather boots going on there. But this looks cool, right? Nice helmet. Very nice helmet. So it's actually like a underwater outfit. Okay, I see. And then we've got Kraken tattoo, depth gauge, and a new emote, diving bell. Oh, that's interesting. Some interesting moves he's got going on there. Okay, diver, backpack, flipper, backpack attachment, and diving goggles, backpack charm as well. It's a new bundle. Okay, let's take a look at what the devs have to say about aggressive-based matchmaking. So, this comes from a Games Radar interview. We can track who shoots first. Arc Raiders design lead says aggression-based matchmaking is a bit of a misnomer, and we don't do anything like skill-based matchmaking or gear-based. Interesting. The one thing the system does not do is attempt to assume intent. So, let's have a look at what is said. I'm going to skip over the full details and just get into the comments from the devs. You can read the whole thing yourself. I'll put a link in the pinned comment. Virgil Watkins, design lead at Arc Raiders, said it's a bit of a misnomer calling it aggression-based, and it is something we're going to keep tuning, but people aren't far off in how they think it works. He also said that it's just part of the experience when people are trying to basically adjust their experience by changing their playstyle. He does, however, advise players to remember that it's just one part of a more complex and evolving system. At present, I think we're kind of okay with the fact that you have some agency over the situation. If you really want to try and adjust and play in a bit of a less hostile environment, you are afforded a way to do so. But it should be clear to people, I hope, that it's also not binary, which basically means it's not yes or no. There isn't just a PvE and PvP lobby. It's a spectrum, right? Obviously, you can tell it's weighted one way or the other, but it's never like you are now only with PvE players or you are now only with PvP players. It's a weighted system. There's a lot of layers to it, so it's not quite so A/B as people might assume. And we don't do anything like skill-based matchmaking or gear-based matchmaking, he adds. It's really just kind of rating system we have that maneuvers, and we're just going to keep monitoring match health and player response and tune it from there. Okay. This brought to my mind the idea of PvP singularity, where there are more and more people that are tagged as involved with PvP, no matter the circumstances. So I asked how the system registers aggressors. That's a good point to raise, because we can track who shoots first and who takes damage and who does whatever. But the one thing the system does not do is attempt to assume intent. If I'm a very bad player and you're a good player and I'm the aggressor and I just miss all my shots and you defend yourself, the game doesn't know what the intent was. They just saw you kill me because I'm terrible. So we don't make any value or moral judgments. It's not the game judging you for your actions. It's purely around, are you engaging in PvP at all? So it's a bit of a blunt instrument, which is why we're continuing to add and tune what we do with it. So we have a ton of data to work with for now, seeing how the matches go and where those players are matched up. So essentially, if you want some more peaceful lobbies, just don't shoot anybody for a while. That's the answer. Don't even engage in the PvP, even if they shot you first. Could definitely do with a bit of fine-tuning. It's a nice system that allows you to adjust your experience if you're sick of dying to players, or if you want to shoot players, you can go and shoot people and you'll find more people to shoot. But could definitely do with some work, and I think even the devs are aware of that themselves. So this is an ongoing, evolving system. I'd love to hear what your opinions are of that. Speaking of which, ongoing systems. This is a game that is going to develop over time. The dev team definitely didn't expect... That guy's got an equalizer in the background. That's crazy. The devs didn't expect this game to be so popular, and they're still expanding their studio. Just come back from a Christmas break, Christmas bake sounds kind of fun. They don't know how big the game was going to be. They weren't prepared. Give them some time. They're building out more developers, building out the studio to deal with the huge success that this game is having. Expect a lot more content down the line. This is very early in the life of Art Creators. It can only get better from here. Thanks for watching, everybody. I'll see you all in the comments. Cheerio.